All right. Let's start in child's pose. Bring your knees together or apart. Bring your forehead to the floor. Stretch through your side body. Nice deep inhales, expanding your rib cage, and exhale, relax onto your mat. Let's walk hands over to the left, grab your right wrist, and pull back through the right side. And then walk hands over to the right. So let's grab the left wrist and pull back through the left hip, reaching, opening up the left side. And let's walk hands back to center. Come up on all fours, knees under your hips, walk your hands forward. Melting heart, open up the chest and shoulders. Melt between the shoulder blades. Forehead or chin on the floor. And let's walk hands back to all fours. Let's inhale, right arm up and thread the right arm underneath, right ear to the mat. Let's press the left hand into the floor to feel that spine twist. Try to keep your hips level. If you'd like, you can extend the left leg back and lift it off the floor, just hovering that left leg. And then bring the left knee back to the mat. Let's untwist right arm up. And then back to the mat. And then let's lift the left arm. Bring your left arm under the right, left ear to the mat. Press into the floor with your right palm. Trying to keep the hips level so that we can really feel that spine twist. And then there's the option to extend your right leg back and lift, hover your right leg off the floor. And bring your right knee back to the mat. Let's untwist, left arm up. And left hand back to the mat. All right, from here, let's come into downward dog. So walk your hands forward a bit, pull your toes under, lift your hips. Let's pedal the feet, bending your knees one by one, loosening up your calves and hamstrings. And then still your legs, knees a little bent, lift your hips up. Feel that stretch along the back of your legs. Press into your fingers and knuckles and push the floor away as you curl your triceps in and up. Let's shake the head out a little bit, make sure the neck's relaxed. And press your chest back towards your thighs. Now let's lift the right leg up, keep your hips squared. Come forward into plank with that right leg hovering up. And then we're going to just set that left knee down to the mat. And keeping that right leg hovering, let's lift the left arm. And come into a back bend here, letting your belly drop, lifting your arm and leg. And let's set the left hand down, bring the right knee down, and we'll lift back into downward dog. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through your mouth. And then let's lift the left leg, keeping the hips square. Come forward into plank, keeping that left leg hovering. And then set the right knee down. And let's bring the right arm up. Drop your belly, lift your arm and leg, back bend. And right hand to the mat and left knee down. And let's just come into our child's pose, knees together for a nice gentle forward bend counter to the back bend. And then coming back to all fours, we'll lift back into downward dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips. Nice big breath through the nose, out through the mouth. Now lift your right leg. Let's bend the right knee, open hips out to the side. Getting a nice big hip stretch here. Square the hips again, and we're going to come forward again into plank with the right leg hovering. Let the left knee come down to the floor. Lift the right leg, lift the left arm. So this time you're just going to put the left hand down, and you have the option to keep the right leg hovering, curl the toes under, and come into three-legged dog from here. And then set the right foot down. Other side, left leg lifts, bend your left knee, open your hips out to the side, big hip stretch. Square your hips, keep that left leg hovering as you come forward into plank. And bring the right knee to the floor. And then lift your right arm. Feeling the whole back line of your body working here in this back bend. And then right hand down, and again, you can try coming back into downward dog without setting the left leg down, curling the back toes under, lift your hips. And left foot down. And then let's come down to the knees, child's pose again, knees together. Great, coming back to all fours. Going to come into downward dog. One more time, lifting your hips. But this time, look forward between your hands, step or hop to the front of your mat, hip width between your feet. Bend your knees, stomach in, dangle here. You can grab your elbows if you'd like. Your abdomen is slightly pulled in just to support your back. And as you exhale, feel your spine lengthening towards the floor. Release your elbows. We're going to come into chair pose. So sit your hips down as arms come up. And right, try to keep hip width between your toes, heels, knees. And from here, we're going to do some cat-cow. So inhale, bring your arms into cactus and make a back bend. And then exhale, round, bringing your forearms and palms together, rounding back. So inhale, chest forward. And exhale, round the back. One more time. And exhale. And come to standing, arms at your sides, palms forward. So feeling the weight in all over the bottoms of your feet. Feeling your spine nice and stacked. Let's step the left foot back. We're going to come into just a lunge here. And then setting the back knee down. Let's pivot the foot a little behind you. Might need to widen the stance here, but I'm going to use the right hand to kind of press that right knee open as we sink the hips forward. So you're going to be feeling a nice big stretch in the crotch area and your left thigh. From here, let's bring the hips back, straightening the front leg. Hands are going to come out at an angle, and we're going to sit back into a hamstring stretch for the right leg. Flex your right toes to the ceiling. And it's all right if you can't come forward very far, or if your hips need to stay up a little. This depends on your flexibility. But as long as you're feeling some kind of stretch in that right hamstring and maybe the inner thigh area, you're doing it right. All right, coming back up, let's face the front in a low lunge here. Sinking into the front of the left hip now. And then let's curl the back toes under, and we're gonna step back into downward facing dog, but lift the right leg up behind you. So three-legged dog, right leg lifted. And right foot down. Right, again, let's look forward between the hands, hop or step to the front of your mat, coming into dangle again. This time, if you'd like another option for your arms, interlace your fingers behind your back and allow your arms to drape forward over your head towards the floor. Release your arms. So again, making sure your feet, toes and heels are hip width apart, stomach in, sit into chair. And then inhale, cat, exhale. No, inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Inhale, cactus arms, chest forward. Exhale, round your back, palms and forearms together. One more time. And stand. Really nice and strong and stable here, grounded through your feet. And we're going to step that right foot back into lunge. Bring the back knee down. Pivot the right foot behind you. Might need to, again, widen your stance a little bit so you can sink down. Pressing your left arm into the inside of that left knee to open it. And feeling this big stretch on the inner thighs. Let's shift the hips back, sitting back onto the heel if you can. Arms come out at a diagonal, so lengthening the spine here. Flex your left toes to the ceiling. Aim for that stretch in the back of the left leg. All right, coming back to the front of the mat into our low lunge. Sinking into that right hip. Then we're gonna come into three-legged dog with the left leg lifting behind. So curl the back toes under, lift the left leg. And left foot down. And let's lift the right leg, coming into pigeon next. So bring your right knee forward behind the right wrist. The right shin comes across your body, sit your hips down. Let's lift the chest, big back bend here. And then come forward onto elbows or forearms, or if you'd like to twist, bring the left arm under the right. And then slowly coming back up. From here, I'm going to take that right foot, pivot it all the way around to the back so we can come into side stretch. With the left arm stretching overhead, the left leg extended to the side. From here, let's lift the left leg. Try to keep leg and arm parallel to the floor for a few breaths here. And release, left leg down. From here, see if you can use your side muscles on the left side here to come into an upright position. Right hand on the right hip. And here we are upright again. From here, let's bring the right arm up and over, stretching the right side. And coming back down, we're going to face the front of the mat on all fours. From here, let's come back into downward dog. And looking forward, step or hop to the front of your mat. Bend your knees, take either arm position you would like. Bend your knees even more. Let's step back into downward dog. And then lifting the left leg up high, coming into pigeon on the other side, left knee to left elbow, and settle your hips back and down. Nice big back bend to start, lifting your chest up and forward, and then come down to elbows or forearms, or if you'd like to twist, bring the right arm under the left. One more deep breath. And to come up onto your hands, we're gonna do a side stretch, the other side. So pivot that left foot all the way behind you, right foot's out to the side. Reach your right arm overhead, bicep by your ear. And then let's lift the right leg up, keeping your right arm and leg parallel to the floor for a few breaths. Release the right foot back to the floor. So again, here we're going to be using those muscles on the side of the right side of the torso to pull yourself up. Stacking spine over the left hip. And then let's reach left arm up and over. Big side stretch on the left. And then coming back to all fours, facing the front of the mat. And let's come back into child's pose, knees together. From here, slide all the way forward onto your belly. I'm going to do a few baby cobras. So squeeze your legs together, press your feet into the floor, squeeze the glutes. We're gonna lift the upper body and the hands off the floor, elbows in close to your body, just lifting up a little bit and lower down. Keeping the lower body nice and solid here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Do two more at the pace of your own breath. And then let's push back onto all fours and swing your legs around front. Lie all the way down on your back, keeping your knees bent up. And let's cross the right ankle onto the left knee, pull your legs in, grasping the back of the thigh. So you can release your grip now, but bring the sole of the right foot over to the left, coming into a twist with the sole of your right foot on the floor. If you'd like, you can hang on to your ankle with your left hand. Trying to keep the right shoulder on the floor. And hopefully you feel a nice big stretch coming up the outside of the right thigh. Release back to center. Plant your feet, cross the left ankle onto the right knee. Let's pull the legs in. And then releasing your grip, let's let the legs fall over to the right, sole of your left foot to the floor. You can keep a hold of that left ankle. Left shoulder stays on the floor. So a bit of a spine twist here, but big stretch in the left thigh. And release back to center. And let's end with plow pose. So bring your hips up and over your head. Support your back with your hands. And slowly release back to the floor. Coming all the way down, letting your legs slowly come down to the mat. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath, arms by your sides. Completely relax. Your mind has wandered off, come back to your breathing. Keeping your awareness on the rise and fall of your abdomen. Relaxing with each exhale. Now start to deepen your breath. Move your fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs. If you'd like, bring your arms over your head for a full body stretch. And then either turn onto your side and push up from there, or roll on your spine back to seated.